Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Traverse YouTube channel. My name is Tom Kaliko. I am the owner of Traverse Cinema Studio. I'm also director of Midnight Monument. Really thankful y'all are here. Thanks for checking this out. So we're going behind the scenes into our first feature-length film, Midnight Monument. This is an entire series that we're going to be launching. But first, thank you for being here. We're brand new into our YouTube journey. This is only our second video that we're uploading in 2024. We have a bunch of our older films on the channel right now. Thanks for being with us. I really appreciate it. We're brand new into this, so we're figuring it out. Here we go. Today, we're talking all about the behind the scenes series and making Midnight Monument. This is a film that took us like 5 years to make, which sounds like a crazy amount of time, but this is actually something I hear frequently from other documentary filmmakers, is that documentary films just somehow seem to take more time than we anticipate when we start a project. And that was certainly our case. I think there was a lot of factors in why it took as long as it did to make Midnight Monument. And now the film is finally on Tubi, which I'm really excited by. And just really grateful that we finally have found a home for Midnight Monument. This project was actually called On Strange Soil. And that's pretty typical for documentary filmmaking, and I guess just filmmaking as a whole, that films often start with a working title, and then through production, just something happens or something gets said, and the film changes its title to its release title. We kick off with where the film started back in early 2019 with our first couple of trips down to southern Utah. In this behind the scenes series, you get a glimpse in how this film came together. Everything from great airplane shoots going over Grand Staircase Escalante, deep into the canyons of Bears Ears, to the more stressful moments when the pandemic was in full effect and I had to make solo trips down to Utah because of the rules of getting film crews out to that particular area. It was really difficult, really challenging, really hard to try and film this thing by myself at certain points. We explore a story, the inside story, and understanding why two of our national monuments came under attack and why they were almost erased from the map entirely. This landscape, spread between Grand Staircase Escalante and Bears Ears, has been in and out of the media news cycle for the last 5 years. There's been an effort to preserve this landscape since the 1960s, originally as a national park, known as the Greater Canyonlands National Park. And fast forwarding to today, it still remains a focal point in the discussion about how our public lands are managed and how our society values conservation. We head south and have been traveling from our home base in Colorado to southern Utah to this remote area. We wanted to get out onto the land. We love being out here, to find stories, to chase light. The chase for Traverse Cinema Studio began out of spirit to tell stories for all those who love the outdoors. Each year at Traverse Cinema Studio, we take an expedition to create an original, non-fiction film project. The films we create, the stories that are captured, are to empower people to see the world through a different lens that allows the audience to completely immerse themselves in the film. Join us on this first season as our crew travels through Southeast Utah, chasing light, story, and adventure in the making of Midnight Monument. One of the big challenges we faced was we knew that we wanted to make the land almost a character in the film. And how do we go about trying to do that cinematically using our tools as cinematographers and documentary filmmakers to really make people feel immersed in this landscape? You know, I feel really strongly that if you have a person who can build a connection with a landscape, they're more inclined to want to see that landscape protected. You know, as the film's director, I feel a huge sense of obligation to use my skill set, my craft, as a way to tell stories, to make sure that landscapes and these fragile natural resources are protected for future generations. I think that's the best work that we can do as filmmakers, is to make sure that we are leaving it better than how we found it. The one thing I'll mention though, if you do go down there, please visit with respect. Do your research, know where you're going. Understand that this is a very sensitive area for a lot of different reasons with archaeological resources, geologic resources, and just the landscape itself deserves to be protected. So if you do want to go down there, please do your research and always visit with respect. Leave the landscape better than how you found it.